WMBG, FM 97.7 and AM 740. We are Williamsburg's radio station. How's it going, everybody? Ty Hodges here. It is after 3:15, which means it is time for the Super Sound Showcase brought to you by Culture Fix. Shout out to Culture Fix for making all of this possible, and I am super excited. In studio today, I have with me Lathan Hill and Paul Urban together. They are part of the band Urban Hill. Welcome in studio to the both of you.
Hello, thanks, Todd.
Hello, how you doing?
Now, I am so excited to have you guys in here. This has been a Super Sound Showcase about 6 months in the making. We finally made it happen, and I am so excited because you guys have blown up Hampton Roads in the music scene, especially the jazz and blues scene. So I guess first off, tell our listeners a little bit about yourselves, who you are, and your musical background.
Well, I'm Lathan Hill. I'm a guitar player, singer. I've been blessed to perform and travel with a great number of big name artists. I don't want to name drop, but people like Albert King, Candy Staten, Kenny Neal, Luther Allison. The list goes on and on. Phyllis Hyman. You know, I've just been fortunate enough to be able to play with these people, or if not to play with them, to be on the same show with them. So I've been knocking around in this for a while now.
A while being about 50 years or so.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I had to age you there. I had
Okay.
to, only because it's so impressive. I mean, that you have been playing music for about twice as long as I have been alive. So it is incredible.
Yeah.
And I could tell because just watching you warm up, it was mesmerizing watching you warm up because you made it look so effortless. And when you do something for 50 years, I guess that's about how it happens.
Well, I don't know about effortless, but it's still a struggle. It's still a learning process.
And Paul, what about yourself?
Well, I've been playing guitar since I was around 14, and I played in a lot of bands over the years. You know, some of them have toured up and down the East Coast, but nobody famous. I think, my role here is more just second guitarist and business manager of the band, and I hope I'm doing a pretty good job with that. Other than that, I write some music for the albums. Lathan and I both write. We have 2 albums out. Our first album, The Real Deal, and our second album, Straight Talk, which get some airplay around here in Hampton Roads pretty regularly.
So tell us about how you guys came together and actually formed Urban Hill. What was that process like?
It was at a open mic at Sarah's Tavern in Hampton, in Phoebus in Hampton, and I sat in with Paul, and I came back another night and sat in with him, and things kind of clicked. I'm going to underline the word kind of, but it sort of clicked, and we decided to form a band.
And so how did you rope the other members of Urban Hill into this as well? Because the band itself is more than just you two normally.
Oh yeah, we have a bass player and a drummer. I'm sorry, I went blank. I can't think of their names right now.
Julian Burrell on bass, and Dwight Epps on drums. And Dwight is a really talented drummer, and he's played with a lot of well-known people around here in the Tidewater, but chiefly Jackie Scott, the blues and jazz singer Jackie Scott. And Julian is young. He's like 26, and he's kind of starting out in the business. Very talented. His father is the bass player for Jay Sinnott.
Okay, wow.
Jazz group. And
so he's got some good roots there.
It kind of runs in the family, the bass playing. And then Julian also plays piano and drums. So he's a very multi-instrumentalist and very talented young man. We're very pleased to have him in the band.
And so describe Urban Hill's music to our listeners. If somehow they have not heard of you all or heard your music, what can they come to expect from you all?
It's blues based. We tend to stretch out a little bit, but it's basically a blues-based band. Okay, we play some rock 10 songs and some jazz flavored songs and whatnot. But the bottom line is it's the blues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
and talk to me a little bit about where you all have played, because you all have played all over the place. I mean, we were talking off air, and Paul, I believe you said you guys play 150 shows or something like that.
Sometimes, somewhere I'd say that's pretty accurate. About 125 to 150 shows a year.
I mean, so you guys are clearly very busy. What are some of the cool places that you all have been able to play, and some of the memorable performances?
I think the highlights, for this year. Would have to be going back to January. We could start with our performance at the Sandler Center with Paul Chagru out of the box.
Yeah, that's a big one.
So that was a big one, and that really kind of got our rocket going on the launching pad, because up before that we were kind of getting a name, but we were sort of like underground. But that show really kind of put us into the forefront. And then we played the Enrico Theater in February over there in Richmond. Then we did the Smithfield Wine and Brew Festival in April. We headlined the Stockley Gardens Arts Festival in Norfolk. And recently we've done the Bay Days Festival, which was in the beginning of September. And this coming Saturday, we're going to be at the Gloucester Main Street Blues and Brews, which would be this Saturday, October 21st, from 2 to 7 p.m. And, of course, the street address is 6596 Main Street in Gloucester. Gloucester, I should say.
There you go.
I think I got it right finally.
There you go.
Gloucester. I'm looking at how it's spelled, and so I'm doing it phonetically. And
that tripped me up when I moved out to this area. Gloucester?
Yeah, right. So I got it right, Gloucester. I remember now that Don Butcher, his wife Ann, told me that that's how you pronounce it. So I embarrassed myself, but I unembarrassed myself. And my apologies to all the people of Gloucester.
It's all right. It's an easy mistake to make.
And if anybody wants to see us and hear us play, they can just go to our website at www.urban-hill.com.
And I would highly recommend that everyone do it, because this group is insanely talented, and super friendly too. I have loved having you guys in studio. You've been so friendly, and I know my listeners are really excited to hear you guys play. So, with that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will have Urban Hill live in studio. This is the Super Sound Showcase, brought to you by Culture Fix. Stay tuned. We are back here in the Super Sound Showcase, brought to you by Culture Fix. I am Ty Hodges. My guests in studio today from Urban Hill, Lathan Hill, Paul Urban. And guys, I'm super excited to hear you guys play. I know our listeners are too. So tell us, what songs are we going to hear today?
Here's a song that I wrote some time ago. It's called Going to Chicago.
All right, take it away.
I'm going to Chicago. Said I'm gonna be a great big old star. Well, I'm going to Chicago, baby. Said I'm gonna be a great big old star. Well, the folks back home think I can play this here guitar. When I get there, I'm gonna be playing with Muddy Waters Band. When I get there, pretty baby, I'm gonna be playing with Muddy Waters Band. Well, when that spotlight hit me, baby, I'm gonna feel like a natural born man. I think I want to play my guitar just a little bit. Me and Howlin' Wolf, baby, you know we the very best of friends. I said me and a Howlin' Wolf, baby, I said we the very best of friends. We're gonna gonna party all night. We're gonna party till the good times end. I'm so famous, I drink my liquor from a whole fruit jar. I'm so famous, baby, girl. I drink my liquor from a whole fruit jar. Well, the next time you see me, baby, I'll be driving a brand new car. Yes, I will. A brand new one.
Urban Hill, ladies and gentlemen, here in the Super Sound Showcase, brought to you by Culture Fix. And what did I tell you, folks? These guys, they got talent. They're good. All right. What else can we expect to hear?
Well, I think I'll play one now.
Okay.
This one is called Worried Dream.
All right.
Worry, worry, worry. Had a worried dream last night. It was about my baby, and she was nowhere in sight. One of these days, I'm gonna make it right. But for now, I got to live with that word dream. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I call my baby on the telephone. There was no answer, and I was all alone. I'd like to think it's not what it seems, but for now, I got to live with that word dream. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I call my baby on the telephone. There was no answer, and I was all alone. I'd like to think it's not what it seems, but for now, I got to live with that word dream. baby, and she was nowhere in sight. One of these days, I'm gonna make it right. But for now, I got to live with that word dream.
Urban Hill here on the Super Sound Showcase, brought to you by Culture Fix. You guys are awesome. I want to plug the show that you all are having on the 21st again at the Main Street Blues and Brews 2017, October 21st from 2 to 7 p.m. Tickets start at $20 all the way up to $35, and that is in Gloucester on Main Street. GloucesterVillage.com for tickets, and I also want to give you guys another plug, urban-hill.com.
Yes, sir.
You guys are so awesome, and you have been wonderful, and I want to thank you. Do you have one more song that you want to play us out with?
Why don't you bring your fine self back home? Little bunny, why don't you bring your fine self back home? I ain't had a decent meal since my little bunny been gone. Said I ain't had a chillin' pizza since my little bunny been gone. Said I ain't had a chitlin' pizza since my little bunny's been gone. Little bunny, why don't you bring your fine self back home? all over this man's town. I've been hipping and hopping, baby, all over this man's town. Little bunny, oh, my little bunny, my sweet little bunny can't be found.